Hello, all. Thank you for allowing us to make art with you today. Today we'll be discussing the history of our chosen artist and then creating a piece of art that symbolizes that artist's best work. Our artist for the day will be Sonia Delaunay. Born in the Ukraine in 1885, Sonia was actually born Sarah Stern. Sonia was her childhood nickname. When she was a little girl, she was sent to St. Petersburg, Russia, to live with her wealthy uncle, as her father could not really afford to take care of her at the time and saw a better life for his daughter. It was during this time that she took his name, Turk. She went on to study art in Germany before moving to Paris in 1905, where she would spend a majority of the rest of her life. It was here that she would meet her husband and longtime artistic partner, Robert Delaunay. Together they would have a son, Charles, and begin a long road of artistic innovation. They together would create a new form of avant-garde art called Simultanism. This art can be simply interpreted as the phenomenon created from colors being placed alongside a different color. For example, should one place the color yellow next to white, that yellow would appear a lot darker, whereas should one place this same yellow next to the color black, it would instantly look substantially lighter. By utilizing this new tool and an interest in the concept of Orphism, Delaunay created pieces that captivated audiences with rhythm, motion, and depth through overlapping patches of vibrant color. We will be looking at some examples of her work that emphasize her interest in color and the contrast created by prioritizing color and shape placement. So why is color choice important? When you look at this piece, where does your eye first go? Why do you think that is? Well, when Sonia was adopted by her uncle, she was shown a world of art and culture that she never would have dreamed of as a little girl in Ukraine. It was during this time that she first saw textiles and quilts that inspired the shapes and patterns she used in her own work. So, for our project today, we will be making our own versions of these works, emphasizing an Orphism. Are you ready to make art? Great! For today's project, you guys will need a piece of white paper, different sized circular objects found around the house, bowls, cups, CDs, rolls of tape, bracelets, rings, anything circular, a straight edge or a ruler, if you have access to one. If not, you can use the edge of a book or anything with a straight edge. And as always, you'll need a pencil, right? Now, if you have coloring utensils, this would be the time to get them, as they are another essential tool for this project. Now, let us review the concept of Orphism. In simpler terms, we can define it as a looping of circles. With this in mind, we will be making circles that will be surrounded by bigger circles or filled with smaller circles, creating this looping effect. So, take any circular shaped object that you have around the house, either start big or small, and trace it on the paper. Now, take either a larger or smaller object, depending on which original object you chose, and draw a circle either inside or outside. Repeat this process several times, until these circles are around the paper, or at least until your paper is full. Now remember, there is no formula to this, but I really want you guys to try and make your pieces unique. Now, if you take the straight edge, draw lines through the circles, creating and differentiating between different sections within the shapes. Now, if you happen to have coloring utensils, crayons, or markers, we're going to fill in these shapes that you've drawn. Try to fill in each section with a different color. Even if it is the same circle, remember, we have that line cutting through it. So there are two shapes for every circle. Each shape should be a different color than the shape it is touching. Try to think about how each color will look when placed next to another color. Now, if you feel inclined and have the materials, feel free to create more pieces. Maybe try different shapes and patterns. Maybe not so much focusing on Orphism, we can also use variations with Cubism, which, like you might have guessed, uses squares instead. It's actually the predecessor to Orphism. So using and creating more projects, maybe just for your own entertainment, can actually be rather educational and rather fun. Now remember to sign your work and share your creations with your loved ones. You guys have just officially received one of your early lessons in color theory, understanding relationships between two colors. Thank you guys for sharing your creativity with us. Cherish that piece you made. I hope you had a great time making art. See you next week.